Hi, this is Jacqueline here with the GROW program. Let me tell you about GROW. GROW is a program, it's a movement, and it is a ministry. It's a program that help you get your mind right. Just help you start thinking better about yourself. Help you start thinking better about your family members and your neighbors and your friends and your enemies, because they always say keep your friends close and your enemies closer. So you want to know how to deal with them. So that's what GROW is. It's going to tell you how to deal with them. And then you need to also learn how to fix your heart and your mind, because you're on a spiritual journey here. We're on a journey, people. We need to cast aside a lot of this religion stuff we dealing with. Because I'm going to tell you something. Denominations don't matter. Religion is man-made. All religion is man-made. Why do you think it's so much bickering and back and forth going on in the church, doing different things? People just can't seem to come together no matter what. Because this evil just wants to take over. The evil want to take over, but if people know what I know, see, it's about to be some different things now, because people getting ready to know some stuff. They getting ready to know that we all got an appointment day and time to leave here. And when you leave here, you better have your heart right. You better be to forgave. You better be to let go of what you did, and forgive yourself, forgive the grudges, let go of the grudges, and those who did do wrong on this earth, they got to give account when they get to the spirit world. We all got appointment day and time. Ain't no different departments for Buddhism, Christianity, Islam, Jewish. Ain't no different departments for that. God judges your heart. That's it. It's some soul catchers waiting for those who have done wrong on this earth. I know for a fact, because I've been in touch with the spirit world, because I lived in a haunted house. I was terrified up in there. Running out barefoot, scared, screaming, crying, shaking. Wondering what's next. Noises falling. Water running down walls out of nowhere. Ain't no pipes up there. Everything's going on in that house. Flies constantly. 30, 40 flies in the window every day. Demons. Represent demons. I know, honey, I was in it first hand. I was terrified, but I had to live in there. I had to be there. That was my house. We paid rent there. So I couldn't just up and leave, like they do in the movies. Where you do that at? You can't just up and leave. So I had to stay there and deal with it. So if it's good spirits, if it's evil spirits, it's got to be good spirits. Common sense tell you that. The evil is trying to overtake the world. That's what's going on. That's what's happening over there in Africa. That's evil. The politics and people want this and people want that. They denying the people food. You got the police over there shooting the protesters. But, and these are people over there who really supposed to know what's going on. See, I just learned about African spirituality living in a haunted house. They over there in the motherland. They supposed to know, but they done put all that aside because the evil done took over. We can't let that evil take over. See, that's what this is. This is a battle of life that we in. This battle of life, we can allow this evil to take over if we want to. Because I'm going to tell you something. You got to answer. When you leave this, you got to leave here. You got an appointment day and time that you ain't going to miss. You going to make this appointment. You can cancel all the other appointments. But this one you can't cancel. You got to make this. And you going to show up and show out. And when you get over there, you got to give an account. Like my mama say, every tub got to sit on his own bottom. You got to give an account to what you done on this earth. That's what spirituality is. It's just a journey with you and God. You and God. And see, you ain't no way. You can hide and duck and dodge in church. You can hide from the preacher. You can sit in the back and duck down behind sister so-and-so. Oh, he ain't calling on me. You can't do that on this spiritual journey. You can't hide from God. All truth about you finna come out. All truth gonna be revealed. It's got to. See, because you can't walk in darkness. You have to walk in light. So when I go over somebody's house or I see a certain person, they'll tell me, hey, I do certain things, because they see light in me, so that let me know, hey, look, I can't come over here and be a part of you. I can minister to you from somewhere else. Because look, this is what you want to do. You want to live the life of a rebel. I love you anyway, but I got to tell you the truth. I got to speak the gospel to you. Whether you want to hear it or not is up to you. You got to know I got to be telling some kind of truth. Because look at this podcast. Look at the Facebook ministry. I'm trying to get more people on there, and slots is filling up. I'm telling you, if you want to get on and you having trouble finding it, it's the Grow Program. You can send an email, Jacqueline@growprogram.org, and you can always leave a message on the website. I'm always available. I try to make myself as available as possible. Grow is my life. I don't have no other outside influences besides my babies. That's it. No other outside influences except to try to help African people rise with substance and overcome oppression, and overcome what we've been dealing with in this life. This country here has put us under oppression. And then we went on and put our own selves under oppression because we oppress one another. We oppress ourselves in the community. We oppress ourselves by how we act, how we do one another, how we lie to sister, how we lie to our sister, how we dog our brother, how we don't help one another. Rather than telling somebody some good news, you want to try to charge them for it or take advantage of them. Yeah, you can come paint my whole house for $20. What kind of love is that? That ain't no love. You ain't showing that person no love. Don't teach a man, don't hand a man a fish. Teach him how to fish. Get that brother and get him and help him. Don't take advantage of him like that. And you ought to be shaming yourself. You out there paying somebody $1, $2 to jump off roofs or do something, take advantage of oppressed person. You're going to take advantage of them just so you can have something to film and laugh at. Because I'm finna put World Star out of business, honey. World Star and TikTok. People ain't got time for TikTok. TikTok's been 400 years. We need to move on. We need to come out with substance. We need to rise. Ain't nobody got time for foolishness. We need to move on, people. We need to rise and come out with substance. We need to stop beating ourselves up about the head, handing the pastor all our money because he already came up, and I'm trying to help you up. The coronavirus and shut the church down anyway. So how you going to get the glory? Huh, pastor? Not what they going to do. Now it's time to open up that church and become a community center. Help these kids, a place where these kids can come and learn and explore and find out different things. We need to start taking some time up with them, taking them out and doing different things with them and showing them how to do stuff. That's how I learned, So people, we need to grow. Greatness reached over oppression through wisdom. African spirituality is a beautiful, beautiful journey. It really is. It's just like a quest with you and God. God knows your heart. All you got to do is begin to eliminate the chaos and drama out of your life. You ain't got to deal with them. You ain't got to deal with that. They only want you in it just to keep it going because the more the merrier. They need you in it to keep the chaos going, to keep the drama going. So your name can be all in it too. See, everybody's name in it. Now they can call you and put your name in it. You in it. So you all up in the chaos and the drama. You like, how the heck did I do? All I did was answer the phone. Well, don't answer the phone. Disconnect that chaos. Cut that drama out your life. Start off with that TV. Cut all that mess out. You don't need that TV. I tell you right now that the man is trying to overtake the country. I tell you, that's probably getting ready to happen. Unless they get him up out of there. He gonna pull out all stops. And why not? Because, see, he know what he facing when he get out there. Russia's already attacking the nuclear arsenal, nuclear sites, intelligence. How do you attack intelligence? How do you do that? How do you attack United States intelligence? Somebody slacking. Somebody lacking at the top. You know that. Come on now. 1 and 1 is 1 and 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. All day long. Anyway, that's why I tell you, you ain't got to worry about Donald Trump is one man. You ain't got to worry about Donald Trump. What you need to worry about is yourself, getting yourself in order. You need to fix your heart, fix your mind, change your heart, change your mind, and grow. Start thinking better, start doing better. Like I tell the people on the podcast, on the Facebook ministry, the heart is the architect for your actions. That's the design. That's what started all. And then you put it in motion. But see, what you got to do is let that good, that God in you show out. Let that light show out. Let that come out. You can show the evil. Put that away. We don't need that no more. We can showed all that. All these years we've been showing that. Showing up, showing out with that. We don't need that no more. You need to eliminate the alcohol. That's another thing. I would eliminate alcohol. People, I'm telling you, alcohol is like It's a trick of the enemy. It gets you to thinking wrong. You get sit there and get to drinking and thinking and plotting and conniving and thinking about them and thinking what you're going to do, how you're going to do it, when you're going to get over there. It don't matter who you talk to on the phone, because they tell you, girl, don't do that. Man, I wouldn't do it if I was you. And by the time you get off the phone with them, your mind made up. You ain't trying to hear what they saying. See, that's what I'm saying. You got to cut that alcohol out. Because that alcohol leads to stinking thinking. It really leads to some retarded stuff. If you ever talk to somebody who used to drink, they tell you some stories. But you need to stop drinking. That's one thing I tell you, do that. Stop drinking, please. Okay. Greatness reached over oppression through wisdom. Be woke, be safe, be blessed. Let's grow.